Fencing designed to be non-scalable has been erected outside of the Supreme Court, and that's happening in the wake of that leaked draft opinion on potentially overturning Roe versus Wade. Workers installing those fences last night after a second evening of protests over that looming decision. Now, the justices will not have an official ruling for weeks yet, but already the potential reversal of Roe is raising all kinds of questions and concerns. Chief among them, if abortion becomes illegal in parts of the country, could a person's data trail be treated as evidence against them? Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer is live for us. And Kelly, our smartphones keep track of much more than we even realize sometimes. Is it possible someone could end up in a situation where their data is used against them?
Well, that's the concern here for abortion rights supporters, Nicole. If Roe is overturned and abortion becomes illegal in some states across the country, could this data be used to expose or prosecute women who seek abortions? We dug into that data today to find out.
There are dozens of apps available to women who want to track their monthly cycle, apps that hold on to their most personal, intimate information. That data, which could reveal whether a woman is pregnant, could be shared with third parties. And it's not just these apps. Everything from your search history to your health to your location can be shared with the world. Vice reporting it paid $160 for a week's worth of data from the company SafeGraph, showing where people who visited more than 600 Planned Parenthood clinics came from and where they went after. Some fearing that could be used to track and target providers and clients in states where abortion could be banned. SafeGraph CEO telling NewsNation in a statement, quote, "We only sell data about physical places, not individuals. Our data is available to anyone to buy." Following this week's leak, SafeGraph says it stopped selling information on visits to abortion clinics. The CEO saying, quote, "It's good we were called out." But that's just one of the dozens of data collectors that could be sharing your personal details. One period tracking app we reached out to telling NewsNation in part, quote, "We have received messages from users concerned about how their data could be used by U.S. courts if Roe versus Wade is overturned. We completely understand this anxiety and we want to reassure you that your health data is kept private and safe." Still, Clue's privacy policy says they may disclose information it collects, including your personal data, when they believe it's required by law.
And Nicole, a legal expert we just spoke to, says to be safe, you can log off of these apps. But it's not just those. If, for example, you use Google Map for directions to get to the abortion clinic, that could be tracked. They say the only way you can protect your data in this case is just to use a regular old-fashioned map. Nicole?
Yeah, pretty scary, concept here. How likely is it that someone, though, could actually be found and charged in some of these states?
Well, if this becomes illegal in some states, a legal expert I just spoke with tells me there would need to be probable cause to believe that someone had illegally performed or sought an abortion in the state. Then there could be a warrant to search the phone or phone records. Where this could get complicated is if someone in the state where the abortion is banned goes outside the state in order to get an abortion, there is a question as to whether that can be made illegal by the state where the person is from. This expert says in the end it will be hard to find probable cause that someone had gotten an abortion.
Yeah, and this is really about data and whether, your data is private. All right. Kelly, thank you. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.